I'm a kinesiologist by profession and have been studying the results of non-integrated infant reflex patterns for over 12 years. Recently, I wrote a book on this subject. The title is Powerful Reflexes Shape Your Life. How did I come by this? About 5 years ago, I took part in a workshop with a Russian neuropsychologist and kinesiologist, Dr. Svetlana Mazgutova, who gave a review on infant reflexes. What are infant reflexes? Infant reflexes are recognized from unconscious motor responses, which are triggered by sensory stimuli like, for example, seeing, hearing, feeling, or a movement, which have been mentally processed before. Their neurologic source is to be found in the brainstem and in the cerebellum. Infant reflexes ensure the baby's survival after birth in the first year of life. For example, the searching, sucking and swallowing reflexes, without which the baby would starve. If infant reflexes do not integrate sufficiently in year 1, this becomes noticeable in special behavior and movement patterns during the person's whole life. Tensions in the body emerge which are always visible. Either one stands in a twisted posture, or one gnarls one's teeth, or one has got a backache or a neckache. These symptoms clearly show that infant reflexes have not completely integrated in year 1. What does integrated actually mean? Reflexes which are visible within a defined time frame in year 1 must no longer be visible in motor rest reactions from a definite point of time on. Then they are well integrated, like the foundation of a house. The reflex movement patterns form the foundation for the development of the higher functions. They serve them, and they are always retrievable. Reflex reactions, on the other hand, impede the availability of correct movements. They can even prevent their correct sequence. Therefore, the development, time-appropriate activation and following integration of infant reflexes build the foundation of our physical and psychological development and health. Susanne here shows the starting position of the exercise. Now place your hands under your forehead, one at a time, while lifting your head as little as possible. Place your hands one over the other. Do not fold them. Now lift one leg after the other from your hips. Spread them wide and put them down again. Your heels should fall inwards as far as possible. Scan your body inwardly from top to bottom and notice how it feels. Bring your legs back into the middle, one after the other. Pull your hands out from under your forehead, one at a time, and place them palms down in a right angle, right and left next to your head. It is crucial to carry out one movement at a time, not several together. Then turn your head to your left hand, down a little towards your chest. Fold down your right arm in a right angle and place it next to your body, palm up. Now turn your whole body to the right. Let your legs follow. Pull up and bend your right leg. Place the left leg stretched out onto the lower leg. The heel of the lower leg should be right under the calf of the upper leg. Now you can see that Susanne does not lie in the middle anymore. I must correct this by simply lifting her hip and bringing her into the middle again. Hip and ear are in one alignment. At this moment, the body has the chance to experience the middle kinesthetically. Stay in this position for a moment. In order to return to the starting position, first stretch your legs and place your lower body back onto the surface. Here you actually only move your lower body, not the upper body if possible. At least your head. Now place the down-folded arm back up next to your head and place your forehead back on the surface. Notice if you are lying in the middle. That looks really good. If she did not lie in the middle, then I would have to correct that again. This step is very important because the body has to learn kinesthetically the feeling of centration. Now turn your head to the other side. Here you can see very nicely that Susanne bends her chin towards her chest, so that tension in her neck cannot emerge. Now fold down your left arm in a right angle and place it next to your body, palm up. Now turn your whole body to the left. Pull up and bend your left leg. Place your right leg stretched out onto the heel of the left leg. You can clearly see again that the body is no longer lying in the middle. Now I help her again by lifting her at the hip and centering her. Hip and ear are in one alignment. The body now kinesthetically learns centration. Stay in this position for a moment again and return to the starting position by stretching your legs. Place your body onto the surface. Do not move your head if possible. Now place the down-folded arm back up next to your head and place your forehead back on the surface. Notice if you are lying in the middle. If not, correct this yourself. The moving direction is quite right. Now I will help you with the rest. It is very important to take this step again and again. Therefore, accompanying persons are absolutely necessary at the beginning. Now place your hands again under your forehead, one after the other. Lift one leg after the other from your hips, spread them wide, and put them down again. Scan your body again. And this is the final position of the exercise. How can you get up now? Bring your legs back into the middle, one after the other. Pull your hands away from your head, on the right and on the left. Then stretch your right arm completely to the top. Turn your head to the left side. Now turn your whole body to the right. Then place your legs in a right angle, now both at the same time. Then begin to pull yourself up slowly, propping yourself on your left hand, pulling your right arm with you and on and on. Now remove your left hand from the ground and place it at your left side. Swing your legs to the front by 180 degrees. Now you're sitting completely centered forwards. Stay in this position for a moment and notice if there are any changes in your body. The exercise is finished now. Brain research helps us understand the idea of integration. Here we see the image of a right brain from the inside. This is the brain stem, and this is the cerebellum. The brain stem includes the neural source of the reflexes and is also the source of our breathing. Our automatic movements are stored in the cerebellum. The limbic system, which is our emotional center, engulfs the upper edge of the brain stem. Above the limbic system, the cerebral cortex, our mental center, is located. Since about 12 or 13 years, it is known that the cerebellum has a modulating influence on all emotional and mental processes. The brainstem is connected via many nerve fibers with the cerebellum. Consequently, all emotional and mental processes will be hindered or distorted in the same extent as infant reflex patterns are still visible. In my book, I describe 25 reflexes. An added diagram shows from which time on the reflexes are active. The first one is the fear paralysis reflex, which can be viewed on from the 5th week in utero. It is the basis for all following reflexes that develop during fetal growth. The fetus exercises his reflex movements during this time. At the time of birth, all are completely available and help the baby to come into the world the natural way. How can you see that reflexes are not sufficiently integrated? You can see it, for example, on these pictures. Here, the fear paralysis reflex is not yet sufficiently transformed. These positions are often seen with adolescents, and meanwhile with adults too. Another good example is writing. We write from the left to the right. When the center line has to be crossed, people with a still active asymmetric tonic neck reflex turn the writing paper more and more to the left side so that they do not have to cross the center line. Sometime you will begin to write like this. There is another fine example. Car driving. When you're steering a car, your hands are on the wheel and you drive straight ahead. The front seat passenger says, "Look here at the right. The house is really beautiful, isn't it?" Your head moves to the right side and automatically the wheel is also turned a little to the right. The smallest movement to the right indicates that the infant reflex ATNR, the asymmetric tonic neck reflex, is not sufficiently established. What can people do when reflex activity is so strong that their well-being is hindered? They can practice the exercise we just saw, and which is described here in my book, Powerful, Reflexes Shape Your Life.